Hey there folks, I'm Cody Rademacher. I am the curator here at the Holocaust Museum and Cohen Education Center, and I want to give you a preview of our next exhibit, Girl Power, How Women Impacted the Holocaust and Beyond. This is an updated version of a previous exhibit of Girl Power that we've been using in our school systems and things like that. So we did a couple updates to help bring in a few new figures and things like that. So I thought it would be appropriate to give you guys a mini tour. Now this one is a little different from our last exhibits, and I'll go into that as we go around. As you enter the Estelle and Stuart Price Gallery, you'll see the introduction panel here. And unlike some of our other exhibits, there's no explicitly laid out path. It's more how you want to go through, because there's, as you can see, panels on the left, in the center on easels, and on the right. To see everything, I do recommend going from the right all the way around. So starting with Corrie ten Boom here, all the way down to Rosa Robota at the end there. And don't forget about the panels in the center. So as we go through, you can see notable figures like Magda Trocmé, Rosa Robota at the very end here, one of my personal favorites. I'm going to turn in the corner. You see Irina Sendler having sort of a end cap here. She's a key figure in our education programs when working with students, so do take a look at her panel as well. And you have a couple more panels around the corner with notable figures Martha Sharp and Hannah Sinesh. And then 3 new ones made specifically for this exhibition that highlight figures from the civil rights movement, the Darfur genocide, and the push for equal education around the world for women. So do take a look at those for sure. And then there's our conclusion. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Girl Power after you leave, we have actually created a wonderful little resource panel you can see here. It has a QR code that has a link to all the websites and published materials that we have on this panel, or you can just take a picture. And we really do encourage you to share it with friends and family so they too can be inspired by these brave women. So that's the general layout and what kind of panels we have on display right now. Now I'd like to show you some of my personal favorites from the exhibit and highlight those figures. The first person I'd like to point out is Nora Nayak Khan. She was actually Indian royalty by her father. She was Muslim, and she actually spent time in both France and England before and during the war, and eventually became a radio operator in occupied France. The next person I'd like to profile is Rosa Robota. She was actually part of an underground resistance group during the Nazi occupation, was taken to Auschwitz, where she was in a labor camp, and actually helped with the sabotaging of the crematorium in an attempted revolt there. Last but not least, I'd like to profile one of the 3 new people who really make the beyond aspect of girl power a reality, and that is Claudette Colvin. She was a 15-year-old girl when she actually refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus when instructed by a bus driver. She did this 6 months before Rosa Parks, and she's really only getting the recognition that she deserves for this bravery in these modern times, and it's incredible. So there you have it, folks. That's Girl Power, How Women Impacted the Holocaust and Beyond. We hope to see you in. This will be running from January 5th to May 25th. So if you're in the area and plan to visit the museum, do take a look in the Price Gallery, where you'll get to learn about these interesting women and their unique stories.